Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you all for being here. I'll be honest with you, I really feel like you're going to have a lot of problems with the proposal you're giving us because it's not balanced. And I think you've heard that from both sides today in the sense there's been real concern over the cartels, advertising falsely down to come up, and if you get here, you're going to get amnesty, those kind of things. The other thing is in regard to the ability to administratively deal with the young people, the people in general that are here. You mentioned, Mr. Osuna, that you had 1,800, 2,000 people that you sent back last year. How many administrative judges did you have to do that?
We have 243 immigration judges.
How many additional are you asking for?
So the supplemental request will add an additional 25 immigration judge teams, which, when added to another regulatory initiative that we have going, could take us up to about 40 judges.
An additional 40 from 270?
243.
243, so 283. And you've got a 375,000 backlog?
Let me add that we're also in the process of hiring through fiscal year 14 appropriations.
But again, that, you know, we're talking 2,000 versus 375. If you multiplied your judges by 10, you'd still be in trouble.
There is no question, Senator, that there are a large number of cases that are not in the 4 priorities that I mentioned at the beginning that are going to be lasting for a long time.
What about the people that have been in detention already? Are they at the back of the line? Are we going to do the new people first? Are we going to go back and do these 375, or what's the?
The folks that are detained right now are actually at the top of our priority list currently. For obvious reasons, they're detained. What we're doing with these resetting of priorities, that we're adding the recent border crossing cases to that priority. And what that, of course, is going to mean is big consequences for the other largest portion of our caseload, which is the non-detained regular.
Again, I'm not the sharpest guy in the world, but that doesn't make sense to me in the sense of increasing by 40 administrative judges, working through a backlog of 375,000, plus the additions that we're talking about incoming if we don't develop a plan. My understanding is Fort Sill has 1,000, 1,200 kids out there. How long are they going to be out there?
In terms of the children and how long they will, Fort Sill is one of our temporary facilities, and part of the reason that we need the money, and we need the money soon, is because permanent facilities are much cheaper. In terms of what we do is we contract, and when we can use the permanent facilities, so you get a sense of the range of what a bed can cost. A bed can cost between $250 up to $1,000. Our ability to plan and go into grant agreements with people over an extended period of time affords us the opportunity to do this in a much more cost-effective fashion.
So how long do you think that they will be housed
right now, with the Department of Defense, we had 120 days. We've renewed that for additional days.
So how do we educate them?
If we can get the funding.
How do we educate them? How do you provide health care, the basic things for all of these facilities scattered
through
around?
Grantees that are on the facilities. In the Fort Sill, in the facilities in Lackland, these are often religious organizations that do child welfare services. They are licensed organizations that provide the suite of services and enter into grant agreements and agree to provide the care.
Well, what I'd like, Madam Chair, is again, not pie in the sky. Like I say, when you look at it logically, there's no way we can adjudicate these people. I'm very concerned about that. I'm also very concerned about how they're being housed, and I hope it's not pie in the sky like the adjudication process is. Because when you're talking about keeping people for a long time, it sounds like, you know, we possibly are going to be keeping some people for a long time. As far as the education process, the healthcare process, that's got to get worked out. I've got to see it on paper so that we truly can provide the money that it's going to take. But again, the biggest thing is, the biggest deterrent is making it such that they realize if they come to this country, they're going to go back.